Dad, there's a boy on the step. A boy on the step? A boy. You think he's a new garden gnome? A boy. Garden gnome. We need a new garden gnome. That old one. He got too cranky. Much too cranky. Dad, can we keep him? He's still asleep. You should wake him up. They unbarred the door and walked out. And sure enough, there was a young boy asleep on the step. They kind of poked at him a little bit. And he woke up bleary-eyed with a boy and an old mustached man hovering over him. I'm the prince. Take me back to the palace. Take me home. Oh, listen to him. He's still talking Ascension Day blather. What a chap. What a chap, getting into the spirit of it this time, huh? Wow. You'd make a fine little garden gnome if you want the job. Garden gnome? Garden gnome. Garden gnome. Garden gnome. He knew what a garden gnome was because he had garden gnomes at the palace. They are servants that tend the garden and do other chores, but are seldom seen. It's kind of a matter of pride to never be seen. And when you do happen to catch a garden gnome, and some people make a game out of trying to catch them, they freeze where they're at. If they're digging in the garden, then they freeze mid-shovel. If they're fishing from the pond, which is normally when you catch a garden gnome, a lot of times they'll just stay where they are and stay fishing in the pond with their feet dangling in, because that's a very comfortable way to sit. Shoveling and holding a shovel mid-shovel, or wheelbarrowing and keeping the wheelbarrow up when you're caught, working, is a little more difficult. So he weighed his options: cutting cabbage, begging, or being a garden gnome. He knew that being garden gnome, he wouldn't starve. He would be more or less taken care of, and he'd be more or less in a civilized atmosphere. Something a little bit more to his taste, and a little bit more like the palace. So he took up learning what he needed to learn about the household, about the plants, and about the garden. There was a lot of nagging at first. You have to get in the fountain with a scrub brush, and brush the algae off. And if Pops or me come into the garden, you don't have to stop what you're doing, because we don't have to play that game with you. But if Mom comes out, you need to hide or stop. You need to play garden gnome, and we have to get you a costume. And sure enough, garden gnomes always wore the red or blue or green or yellow cap. This house, it was a standard red cap with the elf shoes, and normally they didn't wear a shirt, but they wore bib overalls. And so he began his career as a gardener, and that's where I'm going to leave